Listen to me. I need you to hear this, not just with your ears, but with your soul. Being alone, standing in that silence, feeling the weight of your own heartbeat, the echo of your own breath, that is not weakness. That is not failure. That is not the world turning its back on you. No, no, no. That is the moment you finally learn to breathe on your own. That is the moment you stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to exist, to take up space, to be who you are. That is the moment you realize you don't need anybody to validate your worth, to tell you you're enough, to make you feel seen. You are enough. You are seen. You are here right now, and you are still standing. You see, we spend so much of our lives holding our breath, waiting for someone to come along and save us, to fill the emptiness, to make us whole. We shrink ourselves, we dim our light, we twist and bend and break just to fit into someone else's idea of love, of acceptance, of belonging. But let me tell you something. There is a power in solitude that most people will never understand. There is a fire that only gets lit when you're alone in the dark, when you're forced to face yourself, when you have to dig deep and find out what you're really made of. That's when you find your strength. That's when you find your voice. That's when you learn to breathe, not because someone is holding your hand, but because you finally realize you can stand on your own 2 feet. I know it hurts. I know the nights are long and the silence is loud. I know what it feels like to look around and see empty chairs, to reach out and find no one reaching back. But I also know this. Every breath you take in that silence is a victory. Every tear you shed is watering the seeds of your own growth. Every moment you spend alone is a moment you are building yourself, brick by brick, bone by bone, breath by breath. You are not waiting for someone to rescue you. You are rescuing yourself. You don't need their approval. You don't need their applause. You don't need their presence to prove you matter. You matter because you are here. You matter because you survived. You matter because you kept breathing when it felt like the world was trying to suffocate you. And now you get to decide who you become. Now you get to choose what you build, what you chase, what you believe. Now you get to breathe fully, deeply, without fear, without shame, without apology. So don't you dare mistake this season of solitude for weakness. Don't you dare believe the lie that you are less because you are alone. This is your proving ground. This is your training. This is your rebirth. The world may not see it yet, but you are becoming something unbreakable. You are becoming someone unstoppable. You are learning to breathe on your own. And when you do that, when you finally fill your own lungs with hope, with courage, with faith, nobody, and I mean nobody, can ever take that away from you. So stand up, stand tall, breathe in the silence, breathe in the pain, breathe in the possibility, because this, right here, right now, this is where your power begins. And when you walk out of this season, you won't just be alive, you'll be unstoppable. Look at me. I want you to hear every word I'm about to say, because this is for you. You've been chasing people who turned their backs on you. You've been running after those who left you standing in the rain, begging for a little bit of warmth, a little bit of love, a little bit of loyalty. You've been holding on to memories, to promises, to the hope that maybe, just maybe, they'd turn around and fight for you. But let me tell you something, and I need you to let this sink in. Don't chase those who walked away. Don't you dare. If they could leave you without a fight, if they could walk out of your life and not look back, then they were never meant to stay. Let them go. I know it hurts. I know it feels like your heart is breaking in slow motion, like every step they take away from you is another piece of you being ripped out. I know you replay every conversation, every moment, wondering what you could have done differently, what you could have said, how you could have made them stay. But the truth is, you can't make someone love you. You can't force someone to see your worth. You can't beg someone to fight for you if they've already decided you're not worth the battle. And that's not a reflection of your value. That's a reflection of theirs. You see, sometimes God, the universe, whatever you believe in, removes people from your life, not to punish you, but to protect you. Sometimes the very thing you're crying over is the thing that's saving you from a lifetime of pain. Sometimes the people you want so desperately to hold on to are the very ones who would have kept you small, kept you doubting, kept you questioning your own light. Let them go. Let them misunderstand you. Let them call you cold, distant, hard. You're not. You're just done being drained by people who never poured anything back into you. You deserve more than someone who only shows up when it's easy. You deserve more than someone who disappears when you need them most. You deserve more than someone who makes you feel like you have to earn their love, their time, their respect. You are not a convenience. You are not a backup plan. You are not someone's second choice. You are a blessing. You are a gift. And if they couldn't see that, if they couldn't fight for you, then let them walk. Let them leave. Because every time you chase after someone who's already gone, you're telling yourself you're not enough. And I'm here to tell you, You are more than enough. You see, when you stop chasing, when you finally let go, you make room for your real blessings. You make space for the people who will show up, who will stand by you, who will fight for you the way you fight for them. You make space for peace, for healing, for growth. You make space for yourself. And that's the most important thing of all, because you can't receive what's meant for you if your hands are full of what's not. So let them go, let them walk, let them think whatever they want to think. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You don't owe anyone an apology for protecting your peace. The right people, the real ones, they won't need to be chased. They'll stay, they'll fight, they'll show up. And until then, you keep your head high. You keep your heart open. You keep moving forward. Because the moment you stop chasing those who left is the moment you start attracting everything you truly deserve. And when that day comes, you'll look back and realize losing them was never your loss. It was your liberation. Listen to me. I want you to really hear this, because I know you're tired. I know you're worn down from fighting battles in a place that keeps wounding you, from trying to heal in the same environment that broke you. You keep telling yourself, if I just try a little harder, if I just love a little more, maybe things will change. But let me tell you something, and I need you to let it hit you right in the heart. You can't heal in the same environment that broke you. You can't fix yourself while you're still standing in the middle of the storm that's tearing you apart. You keep going back to the same people, the same places, the same patterns, hoping for a different outcome. You keep pouring your energy into situations that only drain you, hoping that this time maybe you'll finally be enough. But you're not broken because you can't make it work. You're not weak because you need to walk away. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step out of the fire, even if it means stepping into the unknown. Sometimes the most powerful act of self-love is choosing yourself over the comfort of what's familiar, even if that comfort is killing you. I know it's hard. I know it feels like you're abandoning people, like you're giving up on something you once believed in, but you're not. You're saving yourself. You're choosing to stop bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a bandage. You're choosing to stop shrinking so others can feel tall. You're choosing to stop dimming your light just to make someone else comfortable in their darkness. That's not selfish. That's survival. That's strength. You see, healing isn't about pretending the pain never happened. It's about refusing to let it define you. It's about standing up and saying, I deserve better than this. I deserve peace. I deserve respect. I deserve to be loved in a way that doesn't hurt. And sometimes that means walking away from everything you've ever known. Sometimes that means letting go of people you thought would be in your life forever. Sometimes that means leaving behind the version of yourself that settled for less, that accepted crumbs, that believed you had to earn love by suffering. You can't fix a storm while you're standing in the middle of it. You can't find clarity when you're surrounded by chaos. You can't build a new life on the ruins of the old one if you never leave the wreckage behind. You have to step out. You have to create distance. You have to give yourself the space to breathe, to think, to heal. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's lonely, but it's also the only way you'll ever find out who you really are, what you're really capable of, and what you truly deserve. So don't let anyone make you feel guilty for choosing your own peace. Don't let anyone shame you for walking away from what hurts you. You are not responsible for fixing what you didn't break. You are not obligated to stay in places that make you feel small, unloved, or invisible. You owe it to yourself to find a place where you can grow, where you can thrive, where you can finally become the person you were always meant to be. And when you do, when you finally step out of that storm, when you finally leave behind the pain, the chaos, the noise, you'll realize something powerful. You'll realize that your healing was never about them. It was always about you. It was always about reclaiming your life, your joy, your future. So walk away, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Because you deserve more than survival. You deserve to live. And when you finally choose yourself, that's when you become unstoppable. Look at me. I want you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Because I know what it's like to walk through this world feeling invisible, feeling like you're never enough, feeling like you have to keep proving yourself to people who don't even know your story. I know what it's like to crave their approval, to chase their applause, to twist yourself into knots just to fit into a space that was never built for you. But I'm here to tell you right now, you don't need their approval. You don't need to be understood. You finally understand yourself, and that's all the validation you'll ever need. You see, we spend so much of our lives looking for someone to clap for us, to tell us we're doing a good job, to pat us on the back and say, I see you. We wait for the world to give us permission to be proud of who we are, to stand tall, to speak our truth. But the world is fickle. One day they love you, the next day they forget your name. One day you're the hero, the next day you're the villain in someone else's story. If you live for their approval, you'll die by their rejection. If you let their opinion shape your worth, you'll spend your whole life chasing something you'll never catch. But when you finally understand yourself, when you look in the mirror and see the battles you fought, the storms you've survived, the mountains you've climbed, something shifts inside you. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're enough. You stop needing the world to validate your existence. You realize that your worth was never up for debate. It was never in their hands. It was always in yours. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are not here to fit into every room, to please every person, to make everyone comfortable. You are here to be real. You are here to be true. You are here to be you. And the moment you accept that, the moment you embrace every part of yourself, the flaws, the scars, the dreams, the fire, that's the moment you become unstoppable. That's the moment you stop shrinking. That's the moment you start to rise. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. Let them judge. Their opinions are not your truth. Their approval is not your fuel. You don't need to explain your journey to people who never walked your path. You don't need to lower your standards to make someone else feel tall. You don't need to dim your light so others can shine. You are not for everyone, and that's your power. That's your freedom. You finally understand yourself. You know what you bring to the table. You know the value of your heart, the strength of your spirit, the depth of your soul. You know what it took to get here. You know the nights you cried, the days you fought, the moments you almost gave up but didn't. You know your story, and that's enough. That's more than enough. So stand tall, stand proud, stand in your truth, even if you stand alone. Because when you finally understand yourself, when you finally love yourself, when you finally accept yourself, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can shake you. Nobody can break you. You are unshakable. You are unbreakable. You are free. And if the world never claps for you, if they never say your name, if they never understand your journey, let them, because you finally do. And that right there is the loudest applause you'll ever need. Come here, sit with me for a minute. I want you to feel this deep in your bones because I know you've been carrying the weight of rejection. I know you've been replaying the endings, the goodbyes, the moments when doors slammed in your face and people you loved turned their backs. I know you've been asking yourself, why me? What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? But I need you to hear me now. Rejection was protection. The ending was a new beginning. The silence wasn't punishment. It was preparation for your purpose. You see, sometimes life has to break your heart to save your soul. Sometimes the very thing you're begging for, the thing you think you can't live without, is the thing that's holding you back from everything you're meant to become. Sometimes God, the universe, whatever you believe in, has to close a door so tight, so loud, that you have no choice but to turn around and walk a new path. And I know it hurts. I know it feels like the world is caving in, like you're standing in the ruins of everything you thought you wanted. But what you don't see yet is that those ruins are the foundation for something greater. Every time you were rejected, you were being redirected. Every time someone walked away, you were being set free. Every time you sat in silence, wondering why you were alone, you were being given the space to hear your own voice, to listen to your own heart, to discover your own strength. That silence wasn't empty. It was full of answers you couldn't hear over the noise of the crowd. That ending wasn't a loss. It was a release. It was the universe making room for something better, something real, something that was always meant for you. I know you wanted them to stay. I know you wanted that job, that relationship, that opportunity to work out. But what if I told you that what you lost was never meant to be yours? What if I told you that the pain you feel right now is the very thing that's shaping you, molding you, preparing you for the life you're meant to live? What if I told you that every no was a blessing in disguise, every closed door a detour to your destiny? You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are being refined. You are being made stronger, wiser, more resilient. You are being taught to trust yourself, to trust the process, to trust that what's meant for you will never pass you by. You are being called to rise, to step into your purpose, to become the person you were always meant to be. So stop mourning what you lost. Stop chasing after what left. Stop questioning your worth because someone else couldn't see it. Their rejection is not your reflection. Their absence is not your failure. Their silence is not your sentence. You are not less because they walked away. You are more because you survived it. You are more because you kept going. You are more because you turned your pain into power, your wounds into wisdom, your endings into new beginnings. So stand up, wipe your tears, lift your head. The story isn't over. The best chapters are still unwritten. And when you look back, you'll see that every rejection was a redirection. Every ending was an invitation. Every silence was a sacred space for you to grow. You'll see that you were never being punished. You were being positioned. And when you finally step into your purpose, you'll realize that what you thought was breaking you was actually building you. Remember this, the world's no can never stop God's yes. Come closer. I want you to hear me, not just with your ears, but with your heart, because I know what it feels like to stand on the outside, to feel like you don't belong, to wonder if you'll ever find your place in this world. I know what it's like to walk into a room and feel like you're too much, or not enough, or just different. But let me tell you something, and I want you to let it settle deep inside you. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to rise, to walk your own path. And if that means walking alone, walk proud, because that's where your true power begins. You see, the world will try to put you in a box. It'll try to tell you who you should be, how you should act, what you should want. It'll try to make you small, to make you quiet, to make you fit into a mold that was never shaped for you. But you are not here to be a copy of someone else. You are not here to water yourself down so others can swallow you easier. You are not here to hide your light just because it makes someone else squint. You are here to shine. You are here to stand tall. You are here to be every bit of who you are, even if it makes people uncomfortable. And yes, sometimes that means walking alone. Sometimes that means being misunderstood, being talked about, being left out. Sometimes that means sitting in silence while the world keeps spinning, wondering if you made the right choice, wondering if you'll ever find your tribe. But let me tell you, the path to greatness is never crowded. The road to purpose is never packed. The journey to becoming who you were born to be is often a lonely one, but it is always worth it. Because in that solitude, you find your strength. In that silence, you hear your own voice. In that space, you discover what you're really made of. You learn to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, to stand on your own 2 feet. You learn that you don't need a crowd to validate your worth. You don't need applause to know you're doing something right. You don't need a cheering section to keep moving forward. You are your own motivation. You are your own inspiration. You are your own hero. And when you finally embrace that, when you finally stop trying to fit in and start standing out, something incredible happens. You become magnetic. You become unstoppable. You become the kind of person who doesn't just walk into a room, but changes the atmosphere. You become the kind of person who inspires others to do the same, to rise, to walk their own path, to own their own power. So don't you dare shrink. Don't you dare hide. Don't you dare apologize for being different. The world doesn't need more copies. The world needs originals. The world needs your fire, your vision, your voice. The world needs you to rise, to walk proud, to show others what's possible when you refuse to blend in. And if you have to walk alone, walk strong. If you have to stand by yourself, stand tall. Because your power doesn't come from the crowd. It comes from within. And when you finally realize that, when you finally own that, you become unstoppable. You become unforgettable. You become the reason someone else finds the courage to rise. So let them talk. Let them stare. Let them wonder. Because you weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out. And when you walk in your truth, when you walk in your power, when you walk alone if you have to, remember this. The world remembers the ones who dared to walk alone. Be that one.